In the second khutbah, I would like to speak a little bit about the rulings and ahkam of fitra that might be a question for some brothers and sisters. You know that a person who is uh, of age, of the age of puberty, is baligh, he is sane, aqil, he is not poor, he's not a slave. It is obligatory to pay fitrah for himself and those who are being fed by him or her. And for each person, one sa'a shar'i, which is almost 3 kilos of what they eat, the popular, the common food that they have, like wheat, rice, raisin, maize, or whatever, which is the popular food for them. And if they pay the money instead of the paying the material is okay. So it is obligatory to give and pay the fitrah after the ghurub, after the sunset of the night of Eid, for him and those who are under his authority. And it's better to be done before the noon. It's wajib to be before the noon of the day of Eid. Sometimes they ask about the guest. We have a guest at that night. Guests come to our house. What is the ruling concerning the fitrah? Here there are different views that it's good to know. There are ulama like Ayatollah Sistani, Ayatollah Bahjat, they believe that the guest that comes to your house for a single night is considered guest and he's considered to be fed by you. So his fitra or her fitra is upon you. But on the other hand, Ayatollah Shobiri Zanjani, Ayatollah Fazil Lankarani, Rahmatullah alayhi, Ayatollah Makarim Shirazi, and Ayatollah Khamenei also, they believe that one night's guest is not considered to be fed commonly. So the common understanding is that he should be fed by you for several nights, like 5 nights, 6 nights, that in customary understanding he is being fed by you. So according to Ayatollah Khamenei, if a person comes to your house a night, this is not fed by you, so his fitra is not upon you. But if he's a guest, like a sister, like a brother, once a month, twice a week, once a week, on and off they come to your house. But a friend that just you have invited for a night to come, such a person is not considered to be fed by you. So, according to Ayatollah Khamenei, that person's fitra is not upon you even if they enter your house before the sunset of the night of Eid. But according to Ayatollah Sistani, you have to pay the fitra. So each person follows his own marja. If your fitra is on someone, like children or a wife who is being supported by a husband, so the fitra is on the husband, not on the wife. If the father is taking care of the children, the fitra is on the one who is in charge. But if that person who is in authority, who is in charge, without any excuse, didn't pay the fitra, or he forgot to pay the fitra. So here they say, Ayatollah Sistani says, it's according to ihtiyat wajib, obligatory precaution that the person to pay his own fitra. When the son finds out that my father forgot to pay or didn't pay by any reason. So ihtiyat wajib is to pay yourself. If your fitra is on somebody, imagine according to Fatwa of Ayatollah Sistani, one night to go to somebody's house, your fitra is on the host. And the host has to pay your fitra. But if you pay your fitra yourself, you don't want to put a burden on him, this will not remove the burden from him. Still, it is wajib on him to pay the fitra. Unless if you say that I am your wakil or I am paying on your behalf. I am paying on your behalf, then it will be okay. Otherwise, fitra is wajib on the person who is in charge. And so if the person who is not in charge to pay, it will not remove the burden from the person who has to pay. A person who is not Sayyid from Sadat, they cannot give fitra to Sadat. Even if they have some Sayyid under their authority. Imagine a father or a mother. A mother who is not Sayyid is taking care of kids which are Sayyid. So she cannot say that I am going to give my fitra of my children who are Sayyid to Sayyid. You have to give it to non-Sayyid. Why? Because fitra is not obligatory on them, it's on you. The person who is in charge of the family, if he is not Sayyid, even if the family are Sayyid, he cannot give their fitra to Sayyid. Why? Because fitra is not wajib on the children, it's wajib on the father or the mother. So the one who is wajib on him, he is the criteria. Whether if he is Sayyid, he can give to Sayyid. If he is not Sayyid, he cannot give to Sayyid. If they have asked the question, somebody is not a Sayyid, but his wife, for example, is Sayyid. And he thought that because his wife is Sayyid, he can give her fitra to a Sayyid. And now he knows that, no, it was a mistake. What should he do? Ayatollah Khamenei says that this doesn't suffice and he has to pay that again to non-Sayyids. Another point in fitra is that it is wajib shar'i, is ibadi, is ibadah, is a worship. When something is worship, you have to do it by the intention of taqarrub, qurbatan ilallah. So it doesn't suffice just to give the money. You have to have the intention to make it qurbatan ilallah. You can spend zakat fitra in anything that is zakat can be used in, which are mentioned in Quran, but it is ihtiyat and mustahab. It's better to give it to poor people. If you have dedicated some money, you put some 300 rands, for example, out as fitra, then you cannot change it with other money. You cannot say that now that 300 is at home, now it's not with me. I see a poor person. I give from my pocket, then I will take it for myself. If you have do this, they say no, it doesn't suffice. Even Ayatollah Khamenei says it's ihtiyat wajib to pay that 300 which is home again as fitra. So when you put it out, when you take it out of your wallet, out of your pocket, then it's not yours. You cannot change it. For the poor person who is receiving fitra, it's not necessary just to use it for food. This is different from kaffarah. So they can use it in any hajat, in any needs that they have in their life. You can give zakat fitra to your relatives. And you don't need to say it's fitra. You can give it as a gift. You say, this is the day of Eid, I want to give you a gift. So you can give fitra as a gift. You don't need to, if you want to keep their reputation, their credit. So you don't need to mention, just you have to have the intention in your heart. If a lady is pregnant, the fetus doesn't have fitra because it is not born. Can you give fitra to somebody who is not in your city? You are living in Johannesburg. Can you give fitra to somebody living in another place? If you are going to take money out, so this money, it's better to be used in the city that you are living in, and not better to give it out. Ihtiyat wajib is to spend it there. But if you just want to do e-wallet or use a bank account, then it's okay if you send it through bank account. Can we give fitra for the poor people who are not Shia? They say it is ihtiyat wajib, obligatory precaution to give it to 12 Imami Shia if they are there. That certainly are. And there are differences between, in these few minutes, there are differences between kaffarah and fitra. I mean, kaffarah, which is usually for the sickness. A person was sick, he didn't fast, and now, or a person who didn't fast the whole year when he had some qaza on him, the other month of Ramadan came, they have to give kaffarah. In kaffarah, you have to pay food. You have to give food like wheat, like barley, or dates, or rice, or to give the money to the poor person to buy food himself. In Iran, for example, one of the ways is that those who collect the money, they give the money to the bakeries, then they give ticket to people. You have a ticket, you go and get a specific amount of bread. Then you make sure that it's only be used in food. But in zakat fitra, no, it's not necessarily to be used in food. Zakat fitra has a specific time, I said from the sunset till the noon time, but kafara doesn't have any specific time limit. But it's better to pay as soon as you can. And the kafara is also only should be used for fuqara, but zakat fitra is it's better to be for fuqara, but also you can use it in other places as well. Another point with kafara is that if you are not sayyid, you can give your kafara to sayyid. Fitra you cannot give because fitra is a kind of sadaqah. You cannot give sadaqah to sadat. But kafara you can give to sadat, no problem with that.